Hey everyone, this is Ryder from Skip. It's Sunday, April 11th. Hope you're having a great weekend. A quick recap of the important news from this past week and some information on new grant programs and funding opportunities, as well as the latest numbers for EIDL grants, loans, PPP, and SVOG. Thanks, of course, for subscribing and liking this video so more people see it. And be sure to watch until the end of this quick video. Okay, let's dive right in and talk about the disaster from this past week, the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant. I talked about this yesterday, but of course on Thursday, April 8th, the SBA launched the SVOG, which has over $16 billion in the program. However, the site did not work. Quickly, the SBA shut it down. We've gotten a couple emails yesterday as well from the SBA saying, hold on, we're working on the problem. We acknowledge we made a mistake and we messed up the launch. They're working on it. So no news on the SVOG and when we might expect applications to go live. I would expect they would probably give at least a few days notice, to be fair, because a lot of people plan on April 8th. So I would not expect it this week, to be honest. I think they're probably spending the weekend testing it, and they're going to announce maybe Monday or Tuesday that it will be live either end of this week or beginning of the following week. I would not be surprised if they pushed it back till the 19th or 20th of April. Okay, PPP, it's looking good. Our last poll showed 40% of you have received a PPP draw, and many of you got approved within the last week. So there's positive progress there. We aren't aware of any major issues. However, we have heard folks who've applied through Womply. Womply's doing some massive marketing. They've partnered with Lyft and others that they're having problems with Womply, which is par for the course. In this round, there's been a lot more back and forth to prevent fraud. So that means they've had a lot of extra steps in place, which can often be false flags. But the good news is many of you are eventually getting approved and the progress is looking good. If you still want to apply, especially if you are a sole proprietor or independent contractor, as you know, you have until the end of May to apply. We have links in the description to Funding Circle and Bluevine. EIDL news first, targeted EIDL grants. There's been good progress. I've been saying this for a few weeks now since Guzman took over. This will be her third week, I believe, this coming week. 15% of you are approved. That's up from around 2% 3 weeks ago, 10% the week before. And many of you, even yesterday and Friday and Thursday, have reported on getting approved for your targeted EIDL grants. I'm going to run a poll tomorrow to get the latest numbers, and I'm going to ask if people have been denied or approved or are still waiting and you don't know. Okay, I'm going to ask those three buckets tomorrow, and we'll see. My prediction would be it'd be around 20% that are approved, 5% denied. We'll see what the numbers say tomorrow when I launch the poll. EIDL loans, this is the big news. I broke this news earlier last week. As the first YouTuber to cover this, the SBA started mass emails saying if you want an EIDL loan increase, send an email to this email address and we'll get back to you. Well, I covered that. I'll link to that video above if you want to watch it. And of course, on our app, you can send a pre-populated email to that email address with the information you need. You just need to put in your application number, your loan number, your business name and address, and the owner or owners of the business, and a phone number. The SBA is starting to get back to folks. I expect this week I will have a timing update on what people can expect for EIDL loan increases. Plus, on our app this week, we're going to have an EIDL loan feature similar to the EIDL grant trackers. So stay tuned for that. Since we've been doing these videos for 13, 14 months now, we've been trying to also build trackers on our app and on our website as a way to complement the videos we do, the content we write. So we have a lot of trackers, and the largest trackers tracking this stuff in the US. Based on self-reporting, how many people have been approved for targeted EIDL grants, EIDL loans, PPP loans, etc., etc. That's all on the app, Hello Skip, and it's free. Here is a vaccine snapshot of progress. Over 35% of the US population has received at least one shot. Just showing this because there's been lots of progress. Over 3 million shots per day is the daily average now. You can always track progress here if you want, helloskip.com/vaccine-tracker. And there's more information there as well. If you're curious, we've had this up for about a month now. The Fed Chair Jerome Powell says U.S. economy is ready to start growing much more quickly. He had a 60 Minutes interview. He said the U.S. economy is ready to take off. Here's a quote: "What we're seeing now is really an economy that seems to be at an inflection point. We feel like we're at a place where the economy is about to start growing much more quickly and job creation is coming much more quickly." Many of the indicators are looking good. Of course, vaccinations, the stimulus checks, the jobs reports, all of those are pointing to good signals. Another quote from the Wall Street Journal says, Fed officials and private forecasters say the U.S. economy is positioned for its fastest year of growth since the early 1980s. Economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal in recent days say they expect economic output to expand 6.4% in 2021 and private sector payrolls to rise by 7.06 million. We continue to do daily email updates for those of you who want them. You can sign up on our blog. For example, we talked about the potential of inflation, short-term inflation, and what that may look like over the long term. And of course, we do daily updates on all things COVID related, all things stimulus and SBA related, in addition to these videos. Okay, for our Skip Plus members, we added a lot of good stuff last week, including new grant programs in California and New York, loans in Pennsylvania, and grants for sole proprietors. You can click on this post on the app. Also, should you put a personal guarantee on a loan for your small business, and what you should know about the SBA 7A loans program. This is the main program in the SBA historically. Many people don't think about this, but there's funding available that may be relevant for you. Finally, on our Monday roundup, we did even more grant and loan programs. We're going to be coming out with more tomorrow and Friday this week, and anything big that comes up in between. You can still start a free 15-day trial, but that's ending soon. Just go to our app. And click See New Grant Opportunities and spend a couple weeks seeing those extra posts that we do. We have a dedicated team working on that for you. Finally, a sneak peek at our latest app, both on the App Store and Google Play. You can now save articles that you find helpful. You see the Save tab right here. But let's say you want to keep tabs on the SVOG and the saga there, when it's going to open. If it opens, are there going to be more mistakes, more technical problems? Click on the post. After you're done reading it, just click the heart in the top right here, and then you can find it underneath your saved tab. That's an easy way for you when you're scanning our posts and our videos for you to have a quick reference point to go back and reread a post. As always on our app, we love hearing your feedback, especially if there's specific things you want to see. You can leave comments here. You can leave comments on the app. We try to read all of them. Thanks so much for tuning into this quick recap of the last week. I expect more positive news on EIDL loans and targeted EIDL grants this coming week. We're going to reach out to our SBA contact early in the week to try to get some more news, provide you some more insight and peace of mind. Most importantly, I hope you're staying well and healthy and you're having a good weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.